Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And well, I just had to do it. In today's video, I'm going to look at this. This is Scream 2022, also known as Scream 5. Now, I picked this up fairly recently, a bargain price. And also, a lot of people have been talking about Scream 6, which is in the cinema and is doing really well, has had a lot of good reviews. So, well, that's an open invitation, I thought, just to give my thoughts on this. I don't want to give too much away and keep, definitely no spoilers. I'm not going to spoil anybody because if anybody hasn't seen this, it's totally unfair. But anyhow, let me get into it. This film is 1.5. No, it's not 1.5 hours. It's 1 hour 54 minutes. It's a reasonable length, and it doesn't outstay its welcome. I rather enjoy it. It's just such an enjoyable film. If you look on Rotten Tomatoes, 76%. There were some skeptics, and I think there is with the Scream set of films. There are those who, admire the first one, but don't really get into all the things. Whereas on the other, there's a lot of devoted fans to the series, and there we are. That's the kind of thing that happens. This is the first film since Wes Craven died without him directing, and we've got a new series of directors, which I'll talk about in a minute. So the last Scream film, Scream 4, was in 2011. So it's quite a while ago, isn't it? So let me talk about this. This is directed by, now, let me get this right, Matt Bettinelli Olphin, and also Tyler Gillett. They're often a team together, work together. Ready or Not, 2019 is a film they worked together in. I think, Devil's Due, 2014. Also, Matt Bettinelli often worked on Southbound, which is an anthology story film, Southbound, from 2015. I really like that film. I think it's really good. It's a very clever film. It's also written by two writers who've got a good pedigree, James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick. Great writers. And I think they've really done a spot-on job with this script. It's excellent. Let me go through the new cast, and then we have what they term the legacy cast or whatever. I don't understand this. Basically, it's people who were in it before and have come back, but we have to use these words nowadays. Okay, let me start with now. There's Melissa Barbara, I think that's her name. She plays Sam Carpenter. I think that's a deliberate acknowledgement of John Carpenter. That's interesting, that. And then a sister, these two are the important, really, parts of the story, is played by Jenna Ortega. She plays Tara. Jenna Ortega is quite well known, TV and film. Of course, she was in Insidious Chapter 2 from 2013. And, of course, one of the all-time favourite films, X, of 2022. She's in that. So there we are. That's got my vote straight away. She's an important part of this film. Then we've got Jack Quaid. Now, Jack Quaid is the son of Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid, so famous parents. He's known in this, he plays Richie, and is currently in The Boys superhero kind of, well, it's a very different look at superheroes TV series, The Boys, that's ongoing. We've got now Dylan Minnette, he plays Wes, a tribute obviously to Wes Craven. He is a musician and singer as well, which is interesting as well as an actor. I'm not going to go through everybody in this cast. I'm just the odd people that pop out to me. Then we've got Marley Skelton, who plays an important part because she's the Sheriff Judy Hicks. She was in Scream 4, so we've got a connection, like a sequel almost there. This film, you can say, is a sequel to that, but it's also very much linked with the first film as well. First series. So it all links together quite well. She's really good in this. She plays an important part in the film. Then, of course, we've got the old returnees, not the legacy people, but here we are. We've got Neve Campbell back as Sydney. She's great in this film, honestly. She's great. And, well, they all are. Courtney Cox, of course, returns as Gail Weathers. Not Weathers. And then we've got David Arquette, who's Dewey. He plays Dewey Riley. It's interesting that in this film, it's not giving away too much, they play a separated couple, which of course is reflected in real life, divorced in real life. Interesting. I didn't know as well that he was it shows you how out of touch I am. He was a professional wrestler. I don't know, he's famous for that. Maybe it's because it's not an English thing, you know, all this. It's the American wrestling scene. So I didn't know that. Just thought I'd slip that in. So that's just a run through of the cast. And what I'd like to say is, I think, this is just my personal viewpoint, I think that the new cast are really good. And I think the film works really well. It's actually refreshing. I know, again, some people won't agree with me on that, but I find it a refreshing film. I was so interested. It just keeps my interest going and enjoyment of this. It's set really 25 years after all these killings started in Woodsboro, California. And a new killer, of course, has got the ghost-faced mask on now. And you could say this film, and this series of films, it combines the slasher film, it's black comedy, it's a whodunit. It's got all this together. And what I like is they've updated the commentary on horror fandom. You know, how horror fans are so, you know what they're like. You know, I certainly know it. They really, some of them get really het up about these things. And, where they go on. And it's not just horror, because it's happening in sci-fi as well. And, people get so over the top sometimes about these things, and, we'll get all that side. But yeah, this is a great commentary on that, as well as, because it's updated now, we're looking at the newer developments which have come in horror since Scream. We're looking at, like they call elevated horror. And folk horror again is back. We got Midsommar, and we've got, as I say, elevated horror. They always said Hereditary, and we get all that commentary. It's wonderful to see. I love it, because I can hear all the debates going on, and I actually, that really touched me. I thought this is great hearing them talking like this, and we've still got all that. I know some people might be tired of it and say, "Oh, it's just repeating the old stuff," but I think it's good. I like it. I like the updated way of things. So I'll tell you what, I haven't hopefully given anything away too much. I say we've got the return of the old characters, the three of them, and it works really well. Everything fits in well, and if you've not seen this, I'm sure you will enjoy it. If you're a fan of the Scream franchise, then you'll love this. And I think it's a really good return. And it's also, you can say, it's a good tribute to Wes Craven. And I think the writers and the cast are very much aware of his presence almost behind this film. And the recreation of that house, the original house, is amazing. It's fantastic. The whole designs and sets again. These two directors have done a great job here. I can't fault them at all. So I say this film is highly recommended. I think you'll enjoy it. I certainly did. And this is, I say, I've got the 4K here, which I picked up. I've got the slipcover. It's got all this. One thing I'd like to say, because there's only the 4K disc, we get, and I like this, we've got all the extras on the 4K. Fantastic. And I'll tell you something, the extras are great. There's a lot of deleted scenes, and there's a lot of things about this, behind the scenes and everything about this series. I love it. I love it. And they're all here. Because I don't like it when you have to keep going over to Blu-ray disc to watch the extras, This is how it should be done. And well done for, is it Paramount have done this? Yeah. Well done. I'm really pleased with this disc. And I think that's my review, really. I don't want to go on too long. Just enjoy your films. That's it. And you can't beat enjoying a good horror film. So that is Scream 2022, Scream 5. Okay, so if you're interested in when I produce these videos, please subscribe, because it lets you know when I produce one. And if you like it, please give it a like, because it helps with all algorithms, and it all costs note. And well, nowadays you can't say a fairer than that. And if you've got any comments, I'd be interested to see what your comments are, and I'll always try and answer every comment that is made. So, please feel free to do that. So, all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.